Voice of Korea.
Now we begin the English language transmission from Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Shooting from Mr. Congress, Senate Janitor Kim Il-sung. Prisoner Mil, Chorus, Song of General Kim Sang-il.
Respected Kim Jong-un, First Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, First Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, and Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, visited the January 8th fishery station of the Korean People's Army before inauguration. He was accompanied by senior officials of the party and army. Looking around different places of the fishery station, he learned in detail about its construction and preparations for inauguration. He walked along hundreds of meter-long breakwater running out into the sea, saying it seemed as if he were on the runway of an airport. The Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un said the fishery station has built perfect facilities needed for freezing and pickling seafoods and fully prepared fish sorting and washing conveyor, flat freezers, refrigerator cars, oil tankers, forklifts, and others provided by the party. He expressed great satisfaction of the hostels and resting room built on the highest qualitative level into a dear home of fishermen. Especially, many-storied apartment houses for fishermen had been wonderfully built like those in the Unha Scientist Street, he said, and kindly called the residential area for fishermen Ochon Danpung, or Fishing Maple Village. About a new fishing boat, Kim Jong-un acquainted himself with its technical specifications and said, now many up-to-date fishing boats of Danpung series are built true to the intention of the party, and their efficiency is improved day by day. He went on to say, the fishery station is a really uncommon masterpiece of the era of the Workers' Party and the new scene of the Sungun era on a port of the East Sea of Korea. When a lot of fish is caught, the seas are full of fish and fish is caught in cascade in the future, it will be called the 14th beautiful scene of the Sungun era. It is a surprising miracle that the fishery station is nearing inauguration after successfully carrying out a lot of tasks in a little over 2 months after its construction was proposed, he said, and stressed that it is the Korean speed. Respected Kim Jong-un highly appreciates the feats of the soldier builders again, saying that the party can keep the promise with the people thanks to their indomitable fighting spirit of resolutely turning out to carry out the order of the party. He instructed that since the party has built the January 8th fishery station of the Korean People's Army to be a model and sample of the whole country, it should be regarded as the standard when fishery stations are newly built or rebuilt in the field of fishery of the army and society. It is a firm resolve of the party to fill the whole country with sources of sea fragrance, he noted, and stressed that the officials and fishermen of the station should live up to the expectation of the party with high production results. Respected Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un expressed the belief that the entire party members and workers of the January 8th fishery station of the Korean People's Army would catch lots of fish every year and thus actively contribute to making the people more loudly shout, "Long live the Workers' Party!" Respected Kim Jong-un, First Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, First Chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK, and Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, visited Unit 188 of the Air and Anti-Aircraft Force of the Korean People's Army, honored with the title of Order led 7th Regiment on April 21st, and guided the first flight training after the first meeting of the persons of the Korean People's Army. He was accompanied by senior officials of the party and army. Respected Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un gave an order to start the flight training. First, the plane of Kim Hun, son of hero airman Kim Yong-jo, flew up into the sky, who has grown to be a squadron leader under the utmost loving care of respected Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un. Seeing Kim Hun flying with a bright smile on his face, Kim Jong-un said with great delight, "He is the son of hero Kim Yong-jo. The son is flying along the air route taken by his father. He is flying along the air route for national defense, following in the footsteps of his father. Wonderful, really wonderful." Kim Hun skillfully steered his plane to the place where Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un was waiting for him and made a report of loyalty on the implementation of the order of training. Hugging him and pressing his hand for a while, Kim Jong-un praised him, saying, "You are admirable, really praiseworthy. I have attentively listened to your speech at the meeting of airpersons, and you have shown your pledge in practice." he kindly asked how old he was when Hero Kim Yong-jo died, and if he was remembering his father's face. He said, when he was 3 years old, Kim lost his father. Now he has grown up to stand at the post defended by his father. At the age of 25, he became a squadron leader like his father. Like this, our revolution is carried on from generation to generation. Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un said Hero Kim Yong-jo was a true combat airman who showed in practice how to defend a leader resolutely. You should fly in the van of the unit along the air route for national defense like your father, he said, and had a picture taken with Kim Il-sung, his hand on him. Then, airmen of the unit flew in a two-plane formation. The flight training powerfully demonstrated once again that once a battle starts, the air will belong to the Red Pilots of Korea, led by respected Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un, who gave strength and courage to them, saying confrontation with the enemy is that in ideology and faith, and that in courage and confidence, and anyone with strong ideology can defeat any enemy. Kim Jong-un expressed great satisfaction over the fact that the airmen wonderfully carried out their tasks. He met and encouraged the airmen who came back from their training and had a picture taken with them. He said he had organized the training on level 7 after receiving the report that the airmen came back yesterday from the meeting, and the training was very successful. It proves that the unit is perfectly and regularly prepared for combat action all the time under the slogan, "We are waiting for the party's order of sortie," he added. Saying the fight of the Air Force took not a moment's delay, respected Supreme Commander Kim Jong-un instructed on strengthening the flight training and more firmly preparing the airmen as a death-defying corps of the sky and confident combat airmen who can skillfully cope with modern warfare.
Respected Kim Jong-un received a gift from the Sakhalin Regional Government of Russia. The gift was handed to an official concerned on the 22nd by Vice Minister of Economic Development, Darho Elena Nikolaevna, head of the visiting delegation of the Sakhalin Regional Government of Russia. The Russian newspaper Patriot number 14 carried a brief history of the revolutionary activities of the great leader President Kim Il-sung, illustrated with his photograph. The news of respected Kim Jong-un's re-election as first chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK at the first session of the 13th Supreme People's Assembly was recently reported by mass media of different countries, including China, Iran, Bangladesh, the Democratic Congo, Zimbabwe, Uruguay, Brazil, and Switzerland. Newspapers and news agencies of China, Iran, the Democratic Congo, Zimbabwe, Uruguay, and Brazil printed photographs of respected Marshal Kim Jong-un. Meanwhile, the acting secretary of the Yangon Regional Committee of the Solidarity and Development Party of the Union of Myanmar and the director of the Myanmar Medical Research Institute recently gave statements to media in congratulation of respected Kim Jong-un's re-election as first chairman of the National Defense Commission of the DPRK. DPRK photo book and fine art exhibitions opened in Banjiang City of Heilongjiang Province and Chongqing City of Jilin Province, China, and in Blagovestchansk City of the Amur region, Russia, on the 13th and the 14th on the occasion of the Day of the Sun, the birth anniversary of President Kim Il-sung. Hanging on the front walls of the exhibition halls were smiling portraits of the great generalissimus Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. Displayed at the exhibition halls were photographs showing the immortal exploits of the great generalissimus and respected Kim Jong-un. Also on display there were their famous works and other books and photos introducing Sungun Korea and Korean fine art works. Seminars on the exploits of the great President Kim Il-sung and book exhibitions recently took place in Russia, Poland, Nepal, and Guinea. Roundtable talk in India and a lecture in Mali on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. Hung on the front walls of the venues of the events were smiling portraits of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il. Displayed there were famous works of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and respected Kim Jong-un and books introducing Sungun Korea. Messages of greetings to respected Kim Jong-un were adopted at the seminars held in Poland and Nepal. South Korean people expressed intense longing for the great leader Generalissimo Kim Il-sung. Political commentator Won Woo-sung, chairman of the Immortality Society, professor of history Shin Kwang-sik, Kim Yong-sun, inhabitant of Dongdaecheon, Gyeonggi province, and the people of different tribes, praised his exploits for national reunification, saying even anti-communist right-wing politicians could take the road of national reconciliation and unity, thanks to the warm compatriotism, human love, broad-mindedness, and magnanimity of President Kim Il-sung, who embraced anyone if he or she was patriotic-minded. They said the June 15th Joint Declaration, a milestone of national reunification provided by Chairman of the National Defense Commission Kim Jong-il, is also based on the idea of national independence and great unity of President Kim Il-sung. They stressed that today the entire fellow countrymen must worship and follow Marshal Kim Jong-un with all-embracing generosity and benevolent virtues as the great leader star of national reunification and great unity of the nation, and as the son of the nation. Delegations of political parties, organizations, and institutions and personages of different sections in Myanmar, Nepal, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Uzbekistan, Mexico, Guinea, and other countries recently paid congratulatory visits to the DPRK missions on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. They laid floral baskets and bouquets before the smiling portraits of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, and they joined full-length pictures and paid homage to them. Neil Fabius Davidson, senator from the British Labour Party, and his companion visited the Queen's Palace of the Sun and paid respect to the great leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il on the 22nd. Kim Yong-nam, president of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK, received credentials from Dionysius Sylvanos, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Republic of Greece to the DPRK at the Monthly Assembly Hall in Pyongyang on the 22nd. Then Kim Yong-nam had a talk with the ambassador. DPRK Premier Park Bong-joo made a field survey of the Simpson Cement Complex. Looking around different places of the complex, he encouraged the workers boosting production. And then a consultative meeting was held which took relevant measures to supply more cement to construction sites across the country. He familiarized himself with the management, operation, and use of the Moon's Water Park and took pertinent measures. Chapter Bo, chairman of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK, met and conversed with Neil Fabius Davidson, senator from the British Labour Party, and his companion, who paid a courteous call on him at the Monthly Assembly Hall in Pyongyang on the 23rd. The revolutionary opera, The Fate of a Self-Defense Corps Man, was performed at the packed Hamon Grand Theatre in South Hamgyong Province. The immortal masterpiece revolutionary drama, The Fate of a Self-Defense Corps Man, was created by the great leader President Kim Il-sung during the anti-Japanese revolutionary struggle and was adapted to revolutionary opera by the great leader Kim Jong-il. The critics and artists of the South Hamgyong Provincial Art Troupe have splendidly represented the opera in a short span of time and put it on the stage on the occasion of the 40th anniversary of the operatization of the masterpiece by the great leader Kim Jong-il. The opera gives a truthful artistic picture of the miserable life of the people of an occupied country and turns and twists of the hero and his class awakening through triumph. The 19th National Festival of Loyalty of Youth and Children closed with due ceremony at the Central Youth Hall in Pyongyang on the 22nd. Present at the closing ceremony were Lee Il-hwan, Department Director of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, officials concerned, officials of the Kim Il-sung Socialist Youth League, and school youth and children. The festival was divided into political, economic, art, and sports festivals. Pyongyang City came first in total, and South Hamgyong and the South Pyongan provinces second and third, respectively. Ismail Ahmad Muhammad Hassan, embassy through the Royal Plenipotentiary of the State of Palestine, the DPRK, gave a reception at its embassy on the 22nd on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. Present on invitation was Chet Berg, Secretary of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, and officials concerned. Speakers at the reception said the great President Kim Il-sung set an example to be regarded as a guideline in the struggle of the oppressed peoples for freedom and independence. They stressed that his idea and cause were firmly carried forward by the great Kim Jong-il and today are being brilliantly realized under the leadership of respected Kim Jong-un. Mansour Chavosh, embassy extraordinary and plenipotentiary of the Islamic Republic of Iran, the DPRK, gave a reception at its embassy on the 22nd on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. Invited to the reception were Wang Jong-suk, Vice President of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly, and officials concerned, and present there were top members of the Iranian embassy. Speakers at the reception said the great generalissimo Kim Il-sung, who brightly illumined the road of independent era, remains alive in the hearts of humanity as the eternal son of a Chuche. They express the belief that the wise leadership of His Excellency Kim Jong-un, who is realizing the noble desire of the preceding leaders, will bring progress and prosperity to Korea. A delegation of the Committee of the Railway Corporation Organization, led by Chairman Shojiba Babashi, arrived in Pyongyang by train on the 22nd to participate in the 29th meeting of presidents of the organization. The Polish railway delegation also arrived. Progressive organizations of different sections of South Korea, including the Society of April Revolution, the Solidarity for Progress, and the National Federation of Peasants Associations, held a joint memorial service in Seoul on the 19th on the occasion of the 54th anniversary of the April 19th popular uprising, according to the South Korean internet newspaper Tamil News. Speakers at the memorial service stressed that the Park Geun-hye regime, elected through illegalities and fraudulence, will be eliminated from the arena of history, just as Sung Man-mi, elected through the March 15th fraudulent election, was ousted by the April 19th uprising. According to the South Korean internet newspaper Minbo, a South Korean anti-war peace movement organization held a photo exhibition in Seoul on the 16th, disclosing Japan's past crimes and moves for reinvasion. Before the exhibition, speakers denounced the United States for further increasing military tension in Northeast Asia, while instigating the war criminal state Japan to exercise the right to collective self-defense and seeking a military alliance between the United States, Japan, and South Korea. The organization announced that it will hold the next photo exhibition in front of the U.S. Embassy between the 21st and the 25th. And that's the end of the news read by Chae Jong-nam and Kim Hyun-oh. This is Voice of Korea.
The daily Rodong Sinmun of the DPRK carried a commentary on Wednesday under the title, Reckless Instigation of Militarization. The commentary said, a spokesman for the U.S. Department of State recently welcomed the Japanese government's abrogation of the three principles of arms export. He said that Japan's abrogation of the principles would expand opportunities for cooperation with the United States and others in defense industry and simplify the procedures, and that it would be beneficial to all cooperating nations as well as to Japan. Worse still, he made the preposterous remark that there is no reason for other countries to worry about Japan's abrogation of the principles. It is a senseless act of fueling Japan's movements for militarization and preparations for reinvasion. Even Voice of America commented that the U.S. welcome of Japan's abrogation of the three principles of arms export is a response in a contrast to the worries of the neighboring countries. Not resting content with its propagation of the advantages of Japan's abrogation of the principles, which is evoking unanimous criticism and denunciation of the world, the United States warmly welcomes it, saying there is no reason for the international community to worry about it. It is aimed at using Japan as a shock brigade and keeping and strengthening military supremacy in the Asia-Pacific region and curbing neighboring big powers, and thus realizing strategic interest. Dark clouds of new arms race and military conflicts are looming large in the Asia-Pacific region due to the reckless levels of the Japanese reactionaries. The United States should refrain from senselessly instigating Japan to the movements for military power and overseas aggression. That was the commentary under the title, Reckless Instigation of Militarization, carried in the daily Rodong Sinmun of the DPRK on Wednesday. This is Voice of Korea. Now here's a chorus on orchestral music, Song of Comradeship.
rhinoceros. This horn of rhinoceros is a gift presented to the great leader President Kim Il-sung by Robert Mugabe, the then Prime Minister of the Republic of Zimbabwe, in April 1974 or 1985. Horn of the rhinoceros is widely known as a precious medicine from olden times. Africans, including those of Zimbabwe, are thought to have the custom of presenting horn of rhinoceros to the most respected people as a token of their wish for their good health and longevity. The horn presented to the great President Kim Il-sung by Robert Mugabe weighs 6,750 grams and is 63 centimeters long. We have introduced gift horn of rhinoceros. This is Voice of Korea.
Please listen to a female salang. We think of the leader awake or asleep.
powers reinterest our destiny and future to Kim Jong-un.
Now here's a female quintet. The vision of Marshal Kim Jong-un is best.
Yeah.
the song, "Those who follow the revolutionary road are crowned with glory, alive or dead," from the revolutionary opera Tale of Forest, created under the wise guidance of the great leader Kim Jong-il. With this, we conclude the English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea presents its English language service for Southeast Asia between 5 and 6 hours UTC on 14,650 kHz and 15,112 kHz, and between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz and 13,650 kHz. For Middle East and Northern Africa between 16 and 17 hours UTC on 9,890 kHz and 11,645 kHz, and between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 9,875 kHz and 11,635 kHz. For Southern Africa between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 7,210 kHz and 11,910 kHz. And for Central and South Americas between 4 and 5 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz, 13,760 kHz, and 15,180 kHz, and between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,710 kHz and 15,180 kHz. Goodbye, this is Pyongyang.